Hello everyone and welcome back to The 5 Count, the news show where I go over the top 5 news stories from the world of professional wrestling this week in under 5 minutes because the news stories start coming and they don't stop coming. Number 1, Becky Lynch wins the NXT Women's Championship. Nick Khan has recently stated that WWE higher-ups are trying to establish NXT as an official third brand of WWE. Wow, it's almost like you already had that. Anyway, the former black and gold / vomit tie-dye brand has been seeing more main roster integration as of recently. Dominic Mysterio winning the North American title was a great first step in this endeavor, and now WWE has slapped its metaphorical the table with Becky Lynch picking up the NXT Women's title from Tiffany Stratton. Not only is this big time Bex's first ever reign as NXT Women's Champion, which seems really weird to say out loud, but the end result of the ongoing feud is to create a mega star out of Stratton. Now, I have been one of those detractors who has not been a big fan of the rebrand of NXT, but with the great recent work of people like Carmelo Hayes, Wes Lee, and the aforementioned Tiffany Stratton, it looks like I am gonna have to free up my Tuesday nights. I'm sure my knitting circle will understand. Number 2, Mandy Rose returns to wrestling. Speaking of the NXT Women's title, what has one of the longest reigning holders of the belt, Mandy Rose, been up to as of late? Well, she has been primarily quiet on the wrestling front since being released in February in regards to the content on her fan time page. Images I probably can't show you due to YouTube guideline reasons, and also, I'm not gonna take food out of her mouth. Make your money, sis. Recently though, on an Instagram Q&A, a fan asked if she would be returning to wrestling anytime soon, with Rose actually responding saying that her non-compete would be up sooner rather than later. Personally, I think Impact Wrestling would be perfect for Mandy Rose. Their women's division is always top tier, and I highly doubt they're gonna care with whatever she's selling online given the company's liberal working policy. Number 3, WWE merger made official. It's so odd that in my lifetime there's a reality where Vince McMahon sells WWE and is no longer the sole owner of the company. Figured aliens would be proven real before that. Well, There's gonna be many business things going on with the big dub in the upcoming weeks. How will the product change? Will we see more UFC integration? And how will this affect the lives of employees both on and off screen? While at the time of writing this, there is no announcement or information available yet, Nick Khan has stated that layoffs will transpire on September 15th, and that all non-traveling employees will be working from home this day in order to discuss severance packages and layoffs in private with WWE Human Resources. While this is a sad truth of corporate America, talent isn't out of the woods quite yet, with talent likely being downsized in the upcoming months. The new TKO group is probably going to spread these out in order to avoid bad press and not firing a bunch of people all at once. Our best wishes go out to those affected by the merger, and I'm sure you'll find employment soon because WWE truly does have some talented people working both on screen and off. Number 4, Hacksaw Jim Duggan hospitalized. Jim Duggan is probably one of the nicest guys in professional wrestling, right next to Mick Foley. I would say the two should have a match to decide who is the nicest, but I don't really want to watch two men give each other compliments for 20 minutes, no matter how wholesome it might be. Scary news did hit Jim Duggan, unfortunately, over the past week as he was rushed to hospital during an autograph signing and had to go into emergency surgery. Duggan later revealing that this was due to sepsis from an abscess that he had developed. Luckily, the 2x4 wheeling American hero seems to be recovering well. Get well soon, Hacksaw. Ho! And number 5, AEW star to WWE and WWE star to AEW? There's been a lot of talk around that show herself, Jade Cargill, as of recently, with her returning to AEW television for a rematch against the woman who ended her historic TBS title reign, Chris Statlander. It was then made apparent to wrestling news sources that this would be Cargill's final AEW contracted match. It was then understood that Jade would be moving over to WWE, but now there's some conflicting information around this. It would be understandable that Jade Cargill would want to move to a bigger stage, but it's very contradictory compared to past statements that Cargill and AEW have made about their working relationship. TK and Jade seem to be on good working terms, and she outright refused to go to WWE in the first place due to a lot of her independent brand deals, something that WWE has a policy strictly against for their contracted talent. But now it's being reported that Cargill simply wants to take more time off to spend time with her family and to work on outside of the wrestling business ventures with her husband, but who truly knows? Talent departures aren't just a Jacksonville thing though, as it's being reported that WWE has a backstage understanding that Edge will be making his AEW debut fairly soon. Edge is the definition of a WWE guy through and through, but he is in a very interesting and unique spot in his career, and I wouldn't personally blame him for wanting to go do a short run in another company. Everyone Edge made his spot in the business with, the Hardy Boys, Christian, everyone is in the land of Elite at this time. Christian has been talking a lot about his real tag team partners as of late, and while I love his teaming up with Luchasaurus and it has been enjoyable, it can't last forever. That fantasy booking that I've been reading a lot online of Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys for a man retirement does seem doable, and really would just top everything on each man's career off very nicely. Thank you guys so much for watching The 5 Count. What was your favorite wrestling news story from the week? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next upload. This has been Extreme League Wrestling, and always remember, I've got till 5. Catch you next time.